Today we're going to be rating custom Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. I'm going to start off with Hot Potato. It's an enchantment artifact. Like, what the hell does that mean? Okay, anyway, it's for 1 mana though. You pay 1 tap. Target player gains control of Hot Potato. Yeah, that's right. It's your Hot Potato now. Untap Hot Potato. At the beginning of your end step, if you control Hot Potato, you lose the game! Oh my goodness! That's actually stone cold broken. You just wait for at the beginning of, and it's your end step. It should really say at the beginning of like their end step, although I don't know, maybe that makes the Hot Potato a little weird. The deal is like if someone's just tapped out, you donate them the Hot Potato and they're dead. I mean, okay, this is stone cold broken. Seriously, that's a kid's game. Yeah, it danger. Hot Potato would be broken in Ponza. It'd be broken anywhere. Like, the whole metagame would be like, you cannot tap out completely, or you're dead. And then, like, tap effects like Fire and Ice, like, you just ice someone passes the turn with 1 land up, you ice it. Untap Hot Potato, got 'em! The 1-card win condition. Absolutely not. No Hot Potato around here today. Alright, let's move on with our first super chat. We got Bacon, Catbug, Angelic Wildfire. You make a donation with words. So that means you've donated at least 2 on our custom magic. And give me the name of your post and I'll look it up and share it with the show. So we got Bacon, Catbugs, Angelic Wildfire. Remember, the name of the post, not the name of your card. Reddit can't read what's on your card, damn it. Okay, what do we got here? We have Angelic Wildfire. It is a white hybrid Boros red sorcery with Escalate for a Boros hybrid. Choose 1 or more. Exile target creature. Angelic Wildfire deals 4 damage to any target and you gain 4 life, or Angelic Wildfire deals 3 damage to each creature. So Escalate is like you pay that amount to get an extra ability. So by default you get 1, but if you pay an additional 2 mana, you get 2 of these abilities. You pay 7, you basically wipe the board, get a super lightning helix, and you exile a creature. I don't know why you have to exile a creature and like deal 3 damage to everything, but I think that would be okay. I think control decks would love this card. It's like a super Anger of the Gods, though. It's very close to it. 3 mana. You got like some semi-vindicate. I guess it's not vindicate. 3 mana to exile a creature, I guess it's fine, but it's 3 mana to deal 3 damage to each creature. It's like a superior Anger of the Gods, in my opinion. Okay, next up, we've got 1 stone. It's a red instant. 1 stone deals 2 damage. Divide as you choose among 1 or 2 target creatures. If 2 bird creatures were dealt damage this way, destroy them. Here's my laugh track. So it's very flavorful. Same thing with a Hot Potato. Usually when you divide out damage, you are going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Anyway, totally fine. Why are we hating on birds all of a sudden? Why are we hating on birds? I don't understand. Birds aren't even that dangerous in this game. You afraid of Stormcrow or something? Bacon Catberg with another donation. Infernal Desecration. Desecration. In the Infernal. Is this the same one? Oh, it's oh, it was a 2 for 1. Okay, we have a red Rakdos hybrid and also a black sorcery with Escalate, hybrid of Rakdos. Choose 1 or more. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste. Additionally, target player sacks a creature and you lose 2 life. Okay, sure. That's a crappy edict. And target player discards 2 cards. I think this card sucks, to be honest. I don't even know. That last one is very playable. These are like the 2 opposite sides of the spectrum. These 3 abilities are all great. You exile creatures, it's a super lightning helix, and it's a pretty reliable sweeper. This one, sorta, I mean, they're both playable. This one definitely could get printed. I don't even think it's rare. I think it's like closer to uncommon. Gain control of a creature. We already have a lot of effects like that. And also target player sacrifices a creature and they lose 2 life. Discards 2 cards. They're all, you know what? Honestly, this card represents all the underwhelming spells for like 3 mana, like a black 2 generic or a red and 2 generic, and you just put them all on one card. The Infernal Seraph descend, commanding the damned in a macabre symphony of torment. You got it. All right, back to the freebie section. We got Fire Growth Grove. It's a land. Fire Growth Grove enters the battlefield tapped, and also it taps for red or a green. And what is this? Phyrexian Hybrid? Phyrexian Hybrid of Gruul. Discard Fire Growth Grove. Sacrifice your... search your library for a basic mountain or basic forest card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Is this just a fixed fetch land or something? Go home. Whoa, wait. We enters the battlefield tapped. You can add a red or a green. Oh, you discard it. You know, it reminds me of, those basic land... It's just basic land cycling, effectively, right? I think it's basic land cycling, as far as I'm concerned. But it's also a dual land at the same time. What is it trying to do? It's a hand fetch land. Burn it. But no, sort of. Like, we already have cards like this that we have basic land cyclers, right? That's no different. Except, oh, you pay 2 life instead. That's the difference. You can either pay a red or a green, or you can pay 2 life. But it only puts it in your hand. So if you need basic lands that badly. I guess this is okay. It doesn't look that broken at all. Okay, next up we got Alan Mikey with Calling Out of Work and Sentinel Mold. Calling Out of Work. Okay, look for one of them. Calling Out of Work. Is that the name of the post? Remember, it can't be and Calling Out of Work and Sentient Mold. No, can't find this thing. What if I look up Sentient Mold? That is a... Okay, here we go. We found Sentient Mold, but I can't find the other one. The other calling out of work doesn't exist. I found Sentient Mold though. I hope that's good enough. You have no other cards listed here. Anyway, we'll look at Sentient Mold. Okay, we have a black, green, 2 generic creature. It's a creature? Did you design this card? Or did you throw this into an AI generator? This doesn't look like it was created by humans. Okay, anyway. All food tokens under your control are 1/1 creatures and gain the ability. Tap, sacrifice this artifact, deal 1 damage to any target. Oh my god! That could be broken in the right deck. Oh, you didn't mean to put creature? You didn't mean... So you didn't mean to have that? So already by design, this thing's already a little botched up. Then what is this supposed to be? An enchantment? Run for your lives. It's the appetizer. It absolutely could. To food tokens under your control are 1/1 creatures that can be sacrificed. I guess this is fine. You know, food tokens are not that broken by themselves. I guess it's okay. So I think if it was an enchantment, it's all good. Okay, back to the freebie section. We got the Lonely Crow. Pretty nice picture of a crow. Black, black, black for a 2/1. You might say it's a blackbird. Okay, a deck can contain any number of cards named Lonely Crow. Well, then it's not so lonely. When Lonely Crow enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with Crow in its name, destroy that creature. What? When it enters the battlefield, if you control a crow in its name, destroy that creature. I don't know why we're blowing up our own creatures. What's the point of this? Lonely Crow is meant to say another creature, otherwise it's always going to work. Yeah, that's true. It'll blow itself up. If you control a creature with... That's right. Lonely Crow. It is lonely. Even itself does not exist. The blackbird has spoken. It's like the first bird. Anyway, yeah, this card doesn't work as designed. Also, I don't even see the point of the mechanic, so... It's like, it's just a card that destroys itself. What is even the point of having a million of them in your deck? What you need... You could just sacrifice it, target Target creature, lonely crow enters the battlefield. If you control a creature with crow in its name, just... Oh! It's actually broken, so it's a removal spell. Liquid Sulfide, person reading the cards. Reading the card explains the card. Yeah, if this is the only card that says Lonely Crow, then you can kill off other creatures. If you control a creature with crow in its name, destroy target creature. So, wait a minute, we could have 1,000,000 Lonely Crows on the battlefield. And what, they're just blowing up all the other creatures? Yeah, when Lonely Crow enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with crow in its name, which you will always do, destroy target creature. Ultimately, yeah, it's like Macabre, right? Maybe that card's not so bad. You do have to destroy a creature, by the way. If you've blown up everything else, all new crows are just going to kill themselves, effectively. Alright, so I thought this was a complete rubbish card, but I turn a 360 around on it. Turn a 180. 360 points you in the same direction you were going. 180! Great card. Brawly's Shadow. What Disney stuff do you have for us today? The Night of the Living Dead. I don't remember that in Disney. Okay, what is the deal today? We've got... Oh, we're going wide, are we? We're going wide! Night of the Living Dead. Black, black, black. Legendary battle. Protection from zombies. Permanent can't be targeted or dealt damage by zombies. I don't even know how oh yeah, I guess a zombie could target with some sort of tap ability. All players can attack and protect Night of the Living Dead. What? And then whenever a creature deals combat damage to Night of the Living Dead, that creature's controller creates that many 1/1 black zombie creature tokens with Decayed. When Night of the Living Dead leaves the battlefield, destroy all zombies. It's got 50 shield? Or whatever. Do we see the other side? Isn't there supposed to be another side to this? Anyway, sure, you can have it. I don't see the problem. Sure, if this breaks the game some way, good. We need to break the game a little bit. Okay, moving on. We got Apple. Apple is... I wonder if it's going to be anything like Hot Potato. Does it keep the doctor away? Okay, we have a 1 generic artifact food. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice apple, you gain 3 life. So far, it basically is a food token. Tap, sacrifice apple, destroy target cleric creature. I don't get it. There's definitely some joke here that I don't understand. Now, if it said destroy target insect, I would understand. That'd be a throwback to the Metamorphosis, but I don't understand this one. Or like throw an apple, sacrifice apple, put like 3 fading counters on a insect. It keeps the doctor away. Are they clerics? Best flavor text ever. Although mundane, it's the doctor's bane. Whoops, are doctors clerics? I guess I don't know what a doctor is in the multiverse. I guess they are clerics. Clerics are healers. Ah! Destroy target cleric. I don't think that's flavorful, to be honest. I mean, the card can work, sure. Like, it's not broken or anything. But, it should not keep it doesn't keep the doctor away. It should be something like, when the apple is on the battlefield, I don't know, bounce all clerics back to their hands. They can't be played for as long as the apple is on the battlefield. Now that makes sense to me. I would make a great joke. Okay, next up, we've got, Nick. We're Rick. Thank you very much for your super chat. Polymorphist Mirror. We've heard of Polymorphist Jest, and then a mirror something or other. Okay, Morphist. I've never heard of the Polymorphist Mirror. But we do now. Whoa, this image is sick. I love it. I have to zoom in or something. What are we doing here? Okay. Can this thing go away? Okay, we have a 2-mana 2/2 mirror. And it's probably it's got a lot of words on it. It's probably the most broken mirror I've ever seen in my life. Whenever a counter is placed on Polymorphist Mirror, place a copy of that counter on one other mirror you control. So you get double the counters. To counter on this mirror, counter on another mirror. Okay, for a white 1 generic, put a Vigilance counter on Polymorphist Mirror. Then for a blue 1 generic, you can put a Flying counter on it. For a black 1 generic, put a Death Touch counter. red 1 generic, first strike counter, and a green 1 generic, put a trample counter on. I actually think this is completely fair, to be honest. This is insanely mana intensive. There's no damn way that this is going to be like playable under any competitive means. So if you can like just stockpile a bunch of mana, you can get some good use out of this. And finally, maybe you can make those random, stupid, dinky mirrors actually playable. The mirror players, you know your problem. I mean, you have to fill your deck with just a bunch of garbage. There's not a lot of good mirrors out there. Next time when we go to Mirrodin, like hopefully they give the goods, but they don't. What do you guys got? I mean, you got some top-end stuff like Mirror Battlesphere, but all the enablers really suck. But this thing could actually bring the mirrors back, because all of a sudden, then a regular mirror can be a flying first strike death toucher, a vigilance trampling monstrosity. Mirrors do tap for mana. Yeah, but they're not a lot, you know? It's really weird to, like, the creatures that you want to attack with, you're also tapping them for mana. Very Akko Taco. Anyway, cool card. I like it. Freebie section. We got the Blinding Seraph. It's a white 5 generic. 3/3 Flying Angel. Now, when Blinding Seraph enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and create a 1/1 white human creature token. For 6 mana, I hope I do. Also pay a white tap. So white tap target creature. This card is awful. This is absolutely terrible. I mean, it's playable. You can print it, and definitely it is a common. I guess it's draft playable, I guess is what it is. Very poor. Okay, next super chat we've got from Majra, Destroy the World Egg. And many other random cards. All right, one at a time. We're getting them one at a time. Destroy the World Egg is a Bant Instant Arcane. Exile target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. Then for each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend gain life. I think each friend gains life equal to its mana value, then draws a card. Each foe scries 1. So hold on. Then for each player, choose friend or foe. So you basically give them the option. They can gain life and draw cards, and then the foes just are scrying. Well, I guess not everyone's a foe. You might need to help out some people to gang up on the threat of the table. Instead of a foul world-ending creature, we find a passage to a whole new world. Last line from the Missives of Leonora Tomb 1. Do not relate, but totally playable card. Feels more like a bribe card. It absolutely could be a bribe card. Each player including, oh yeah, you yourself. For each player, I'm a friend. Or I don't know under what circumstances I would become a foe. Really, I can't be drawing cards around here. Drawing cards activates Consecrated Sphinx. There we go. That's why you might want to scry. All right, freebie section. We got the Great Recycling. I guess they need to recycle on the multiverse. The garbage is piling up. Wait, can't you use magic to make all the garbage go away? Okay, we have a blue X sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, exile X cards with cycling from your graveyard. Draw X cards! That's probably fine, to be honest. Like, this is not that broken. I do like drawing me some cards. Blue X cards with cycling. Yeah, and it's got cycling. It's got cycling? What the hell is that? Pay a blue 1 generic, discard this card, search your library for a card with cycling ability, reveal it, put your hand. That could be insane. The cycling is actually quite strong. What's the best cycler that you can get? Maybe Shark Typhoon? Shark Typhoon would be probably, I think, one of the best cyclers. So like control decks could play this card. Who else could use this card? Maybe no, maybe not Living End. Living End can't play this card because they would cascade into the 1 blue spell. Yeah, it's a cycling tutor. We already have cycling tutors, right? You know, the basic land cyclers. It's a bicycle, is it? There's a boot here. There's no flavor text. Does Florical love this? I don't know. Tutor 4 cycling lands of any color. Not the most broken ability. All right, cool card. Really neat. Next super chat from Bacon Catbug. Reoccurring Torment. Rebalanced and 2 down. All right. Recurring Torment. This is the black Orzhov white instant. Destroy target permanent. Return it to the battlefield under your control. Then sacrifice it. This is totally fair. So what's the point? It's like just to get the ETB out of the card. So you like to destroy a creature that has a great ETB, comes into play under your control, then it gets sacked back to the opponent. So you just get a little bit of value out before it actually goes to the bin. It's actually a cool card. Each twisted iteration of Torment, like Malevolent Echo, resurfaces to plague the soul anew. But this one works. The rebalance is sorcery for 3 mana. Oh, hold on. Oh, there's a rebalanced one? I think this is fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's 4 mana. It's a 4 mana Vindicate. Like, what's... Oh, but it hits... No, oh, this one hits lands, does it? Look at that, Bacon Catbug. You got a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1 Tuesday deal. Yeah, destroy target permanent, so it's land destruction at instant speed. I think if you make it just non-land permanent at instant speed at 4 mana, it's totally fine. But you could do it this way too. This is very, very fair. Destroy target non-land permanent, return it to the battlefield under your control, then sacrifice it. I think you just take out the non-land thing and no one would bat an eye. 4 mana, destroy 1 thing. There's like a lot of cards that already do that, frankly. So and no one they don't even see play. So giving yourself a little bit of a blink actually is pretty good. Joseph Johnson, my attempt at making dragon marks for MTG. Making dragon marks. I don't know what a dragon mark is. Teach me, Johnson. Teach me. All right, we got Mark of Detection. It's a blue, so you donate huge, so we can look at all of these. Okay, it's an enchantment aura. Isn't this a saga? Isn't it supposed to have like a saga type, or am I wrong? Or is it just like the card type is a saga? As this card enters, place a level counter on it. Level only as a sorcery. Enchant human or elf. What? Is that how sagas work? I mean, maybe you're making your own card type. As this saga enters the battle, and after you draw, add a lore counter on it. Why are we reinventing the wheel here? That's my only... Why are we reinventing the wheel when it's clearly... It's like, it's technically not a saga, but it is a saga. Is it a level up card? It's in the templating of a saga. Level only as a sorcery. All players except enchanted creatures controller play with their hand revealed. Oh, I see. So the level up, we level up for a blue. Weird. Very confusing templating, in my opinion. It's not a saga, it's just the template. You can't do that to us. You imagine the cheating that would happen at, like, I don't know, casual level F&M. Okay, so for a blue, we move it up to level 2, I guess. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. All players except enchanted creatures controller play with the top card of their deck revealed. All players except the controller? Okay, and then blue, when an opponent would draw a card, you may choose to instead have them mill 1 card, then add the top card of their library to their hand. Okay, cool. Will you know about that card? I guess you mill immediately, you would know exactly what's on top, and then they get the card. Okay, Mark of Finding. It is... By the way, this card seems fine. It's an aura. It's an aura, right? All players except enchanted creatures controlled play with their hands revealed. Yeah, it says Aura Dragon Mark. Okay, Mark of Finding. We've got for a hybrid Selesnya and Gruul. The guild escaped me for a second. Okay, now this is still a level. We're still in levels. When enchanted creature attacks, you may discard a card. Switch your library for a land or equipment card. Reveal and add it to your hand. An equipment card? I guess it's fine. It's an aura. So basically, it's an aura that finds you equipment. Pay 2. Sorry, yeah, you do have to pay 2. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. When enchanted creature attacks, you may place a land or equipment card from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh, wait. I just realized this is an aura. So every turn you can find an equipment card or a land? That could be broken. Like, you get it at least once. Honestly, at a competitive level, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because this creature is not going to live for very long. But it could! Okay, so you get an equipment and land every turn on level 1. Okay, so when this enchanted creature attacks at level 2, you may place a land or equipment card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's fine. That's actually the least broken of these two. Then at level 3, we have 3 mana. When an opponent would add a card to their hand from anywhere except by drawing it, they instead draw a card. What did I just read? When an opponent would add a card to their hand from anywhere except by drawing it, so drawing cards doesn't count, they instead draw cards. You cannot put cards in your hand. If you try to put cards in your hand, you draw the card. I don't even know why that is even necessary. Why, to combo with the first card? So you get to decide their fate? Okay. Mark of Handling, white, green, level 1. Whenever an enchanted creature is tapped, create a 2/2 horse token. That's fine. Okay, chapter, it's not chapter. The templating is messing with me around here. The templating is messing. You cannot search, so they draw instead? What's happening? When your opponent would add a card, enchanted creature. When enchanted creature attacks, you may place a land or equipment card. Or when enchanted creature attacks, you may discard a card, search your library for a land or equipment card, reveal it and add it to your hand. I don't get it. So bouncing my creature makes me draw instead. That's correct. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, when an opponent would add a card to their hand from anywhere except by drawing, they instead, I guess, okay, so what would happen is if you try to bounce something back to your hand, it doesn't bounce and you just draw a card. You just you would draw something instead. It actually makes sense. So if it would go to your hand, you just doesn't. It's a replacement effect. Anyway, let's get back to this thing. Level 2, white green. At the beginning of your upkeep, populate. Then you may place a flying counter on target token you control. Chapter 3, level 3, green, white, and a Selesnya. Whenever you summon a token, place a +1/+1 counter on all creatures you control. That can get broken out of really quickly, but it's still a lot of mana. It's 2 mana for this, 2 mana for that, 3 more mana for this. I'm gonna say everything is fine, but holy crap, is these confusing as hell. Not very reader friendly, I'll tell you that much. But I don't see any of them as being particularly broken. Krark's middle finger. Okay, legendary artifact. If you would roll a die, instead flip a coin. If you would win the flip, it's the if you win the flip, it's the highest result. If you lose the flip, it's the lowest. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. If you'd roll a die, instead flip a coin. If you win the... What's the highest result possible? You cannot get a highest result out of flipping a coin, though. The lowest result on a coin is tails or heads, and the highest result is tails or heads. Oh, I get it. So I guess the idea is that if you would roll a die, you flip the coin. If you win the coin flip, then you get the highest roll on the die. I think that's what it's trying to say. Sure, why not? Yeah, great for them dragons. Also the dungeons. Those D&D cards. Yeah, so for example, if you roll a d20, you flip for, yeah, 20 or 1. It's all or nothing in the multiverse. That's how they roll. That's how they gamble. Okay, hold on. We have to go back to the super chat. Spectral Maniac, thanks so much for super chatting. The Phoenix Roost. Phoenix Roost. Adaptation from Shadowverse. Let the chaos ensue. You people love your Shadowverse cards. Phoenix Roost. Red 3 generic. Lovely picture. I don't even know what's going on here. Something feathery, of course. Some sort of bird thingamabobber here in the middle. Photonic Liquid letting us all know. That would be insane for the D&D cards. Some of those rolls for 20. Danger. Okay, enchantment. Each spell costs X less to cast, where X is half that spell's mana value rounded down. So each spell costs X less. Is it only where X is half the spell's mana value rounded down? So it just makes everything cheaper. It is a second sun in the sky, a second guiding truth. Okay, what? But is it only counting? Costs less to cast. So I guess if it's 6 mana and it's like blue, 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 2 generic, you can only subtract the 2 generic. You cannot remove the blue, blue, blue. That's how I interpret this card. Like, you cannot reduce. It probably should specify like colored, the colored part of a spell. The mana value cannot be reduced because it's only reducing generic mana as much as it can. Yeah, it's only the generic. It is a second sun in the sky, a second guiding truth. I like it. I don't know, you think it kind of dangerous? Makes Eldrazi cheap? Wait a minute, there's so many cards that make Eldrazi cheap. They're already cheap enough. There's like Eldrazi Temple or Monument or something that makes it insane. They got Eye of Ugin. The Eldrazi are gonna have even a tough time splashing red for this thing. The 7 mana spaghetti monsters. Yeah, that's right. You beware of the spaghetti monsters. Okay, I think it's a cool card. And you know what else I think is cool? I think FusionGamingOnline.com is cool. This is where I'm getting all my Lost Caverns of Ixalan cards. Get them dinosaurs, pirates, merfolk. I got all my Tashanis tie binders. Slowly. I use the wait list, or sorry, the wish list. I love it. If there's a card you need, you get yourself on that wish list, and eventually Fusion emails you, hey, it's in stock, buy it up. And I got 4 foil Tashanis tie binders, 4 regular tie binders, 4 my Modern Merfolk deck, and my Legacy Merfolk deck, and my Commander Merfolk deck. And if you're going to want to be just like me, you're going to want to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all those purchases, just like I did for my tie binders. And we're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. If you want to take any new deck out for a spin, you know, in Pioneer, it's coming back. They made big bannings. New archetypes have risen to the top. There's this new Amalia's combo deck, where whenever you gain life, you explore. Whenever you explore, you gain life. And you just basically can go through your entire deck, and then when this one Amalia gets to like 20 power, it blows everything else up. And have the power of blowing everything up when you are renting the cards with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months renting with Magic Traders on Magic Online. Okay, sweet. Okay, now it is the it's only time for super chats for the rest of the show. You know how it is. How about them custom deals? Custom from custom cards to custom deals. You never know what's gonna happen. Okay, next up, Bacon Catbug. Hold on, let's do one more freebie from the first half. I saw there was a wastes. Snow-covered wastes. Whoops. I hate it when I'm resetting my music. Snow-covered waste seems like a completely unnecessary card. Oops, that's not what I want. There we go. And exactly what is a snow-covered waste? Is it like a piece of the desert that has gone into extinction? Guess we can have this one, and this one. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Finally, snow Eldrazi support. Does it snow on Zendikar? It does now, I guess. I think a snow Eldrazi set would go hard. It probably would. It probably would. Waste support. Hell yeah, print and put in all the sets. We all know the Eldrazi, people who are playing colorless decks, they all need an extra waste in their deck. All right, Bacon Catbug. What do you got for us? You have the Memoria's Embrace. It is a very Demirish looking card. Black Demir, blue, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Manifest that card. Is that it? Target opponent reveals their hand. That is interesting. So it's basically a hand discard while putting a permanent on the battlefield. But remember, you can turn it face up for its mana cost if it's a creature card. So if it's something you can cast, I mean, at the very least, you're going to get a 2/2 creature. This is strong. And imagine it's a colorless card. You could easily play it yourself. Ephemeral images of bygone days flicker like the candlelight in the recesses of the mind. Very unique card. Pretty cool, actually. You think it'd be okay for 2 mana? I don't like the... I actually think it'd be really... Maybe for Commander it'd be fine. For one-on-one formats, it might be a little too strong. It's like, because for 2 mana, you get a Grizzly Bear, right? With upside. Like, mega upside, by the way. Because it's a 2/2 card at first, but then you can actually cast it later for what it actually does. So, yeah, 3 mana makes a lot more sense. That's a pretty damn pushed 2 mana card. 2 mana would be Zybras as heck. I mean, it's not... I wouldn't say it's broken, but, like, holy crap. I think it'd be a little too... It would be a little pushed. A little pushed. All right, Majra. The first 5 cards. The first 10 cards of my... The first 10 cards of my custom bird deck. Okay, so we're going to go through the first 5 cards here. Starting off with the Ghostly Ghost Hawk. It is an Azorius Black for a 1/1 bird spirit with flying and death touch. Ghostly Ghost Hawk can be cast as though it had flash if a bird dies this turn. Okay, so something's dead, you throw it in play. When Ghostly Ghost Hawk dies, surveil 2. I honestly, this thing is very underwhelming. It's like a crappy... Maybe it's not a crappy version of... What's it called? What's the bird I'm thinking of? Baleful Strix. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's very Strixy. It's I think it's a worse version of Strix. It's a worse version of even Ice Fang Quaddle. Be careful, bird spirits can be quite spiteful. So for that definitely passes. Very could be a little pushed. Spellcatcher Kestrel for an Orzhov blue. We got a 1/1 bird spirit, flash flying lifelink. Exile target opponent artifact. Okay, exile an opponent's artifact. Enchantment or non-creature spell until Spellcatcher Kestrel leaves the battlefield. When Spellcatcher Kestrel dies, return the exile card to its owner's hand, then choose one according to its mana value. Each player gains that much life. Flip a coin with the owner of Spellcaster Kestrel. Whoever win, draw half that many, rounded down. I don't understand this last one here. So, equal to its mana value. Flip a coin with the owner of Spellcatcher Kestrel. Whoever win, draw... Oh, so this is like an Oblivion Ring, but when it's dealt with, each player gains that much life, and then you're going to flip a coin to see how much cards you draw. This could be crazy. I don't know why you want to have that much chaos on this thing. Exile, yeah, exactly. Whoever wins draws... Oh, is it half? Whoever wins draws... Oh, yeah, it is half. Okay. I guess this is fine. It's a very bizarre card. Ghostly Cormoran. It's a Dimir White, 1/1 bird spirit. Why do you have so many words on this? The font is too small, damn it. Okay, flying. The spell can be cast as though it had flash if a bird dies this turn. When Ghostly Cormoran enters the battlefield, exile target tapped creature. At the beginning of the next end step, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control tapped. Then its owner chooses one. It comes back with a stun counter. They lose they lose life equal to the target power. Each other player gains life equal to the life lost. This way, it come back manifest. What? The spell can be cast as though it had flash if a bird dies. So it's just a 1/1. Again, another like Oblivion Stone effect. I guess it's fine. Guess it's fine. How many do we do so far? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Arrow's Rascal. See, there we go. I like how many words are on this card. When the font is nice and big, you're in good territory here. Black, black, 1 generic for a 2/2 bird rogue. The more cartoony picture than the other 3 cards. Flying and Wither. Whenever Ariel's Rascal deals combat damage to an opponent, that player exiles a card from their hand. This is basically, you know, not exactly hypnotic spec. It is a specter of some sort. Guardian Owl of Eos. 3 mana for a 2/2 bird cleric. Flying. When you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Guardian Owl of Eos. Easy pass. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay, back to Bacon Cat Bug. Elber Arf, but fixed to actually work. What do you mean, as 2 toughness? Elf Arbor. Is it Arbor Elf or Elf Arbor? But fixed to actually work. Yeah, you called it Elf Arbor. It is Elf Arbor. Oh, you mean Dryad Arbor? So it's not a Dryad anymore. It's the Elf Arbor. Okay, it's a forest. Elf Arbor enters the battlefield tapped. You can also tap. So it taps for a green, or you can tap to untap target elf. Is that... Oh, and it's not an elf itself? Okay, so you balanced it so that, like, it can't untap itself. It doesn't have infinite tap and untap. The Tajuru elves mourn their Mildaya kin, calling them wayward souls who fail to accept that strength starts at the root. Exactly at the root, right? I guess this is fine. It's a little bit dangerous. We have more Dryad Arbors now. This isn't even ramp, is it? Yeah, elves don't have any ramps, so let's add to it, right? Like, does this even ramp? You literally, it's a land. It costs you your land drop. I don't think you're actually ramping anything. It's just an elf that you can fetch with a fetch land. It's not even an elf, actually. I mean, I guess the deal is you can untap whatever, like one of those elves that adds more than 2 mana. Like a tap, add a mana for each elf in play, so now you can untap and make a ton of mana. Arbor Elf untaps a forest, then this can untap the Arbor Elf. Ah, touche! Interesting. I don't know if this fixed so they can untap each other till the sun comes home. They got that synergy going for it. Untap, exactly, yeah, untap Priest of Titania, exactly. Anyway, cool card. I think we could use some help for the elves. This is literally not a creature, it's just a land. Elf Arbor enters the battlefield tapped. Untap target elf. Okay. Weirdo card. Not like Arbor Elf, which dies to everything. Furious Gamer. Treachery from the grave. The grave it is. We got a green, black, 1 generic sorcery. Exile target creature card from the opponent's graveyard, or target creature an opponent controls. Then create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 2/2 black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. A shame to let such a good soldier go to waste. Ghoul Caller Giza. Oh yes, well that we got all the puns out here today. All the dead people making fun of other stuff. All right, Treachery from the Grave, easily pass. Cool card. 4 mana. You can. The neat thing is that you can. It's a huge tempo blow to exile the card that someone has in play, and then you basically yoink it, your own version of it yourself. But also pretty cool that you can basically take something from someone's graveyard and make use of it. Good evening. Okay, next up, we've got Brawly's Shadow. Slippery Soap. My joke card. You mean all your other cards were serious? Oh, you mean joke card as in unstable. We have a 1 mana soap. Artifact equipment. This actually, this is disturbing. Why is there so much blood everywhere? Equipped creature has protection from everything. This permanent can't be targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped, or anything. Equip 1. I don't get it. I am like... The only reference I know to soap is, you know, dropping the soap in prison. So I don't understand how this has anything to do with that. It removes itself, though? Thank God it's not. I don't know, but I don't know where the joke is coming from. Yeah, exactly. Don't drop the soap. Are you afraid of dropping the soap? Not at home, that's for sure. Yeah, do not drop the soap. I don't get it. Equipped creature has protection from everything. Am I protected if I have my soap in hand? Does anyone get this? As long as you're holding the soap, it's okay, maybe? I don't know. What the hell is going on here, Brawly's Shadow? The soap is too slippery to hold, so it's unattached as soon as it's equipped. In theory, equipped creature has... It should be... Yeah, you know what? That would be that would be funny. Yeah, it's an equipment, but the moment you try to equip, it, like, removes itself. And maybe it removes all damage currently on the creature. How about that? That would be interesting. It removes the damage. It gains protection from soap so it's unequipped. Equipped creature has protection from everything. This permanent can't be targeted, dealt damage. Anyway, your guess is... Yeah, gives protection to everything. Prevents chaos ensues. This is like, And I don't understand the blood in the image. Unless that is completely unrelated to the card. If it becomes unequipped, populate. That is disturbing. This permanent can't be targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything else. Too slippery. Equip one. I don't get it. Oh, hold on. Equipped creature has... No, I don't get it. It's about bending over to pick up... That's like what I said. I don't know many references to soap. That's one of them. Okay, moving on. If anyone has any idea what this was supposed to mean, you can let me know in the comments section, I guess. Okay, Bacon Cat Bug, what's up next? We got the Rumble Grump the Elder. Rumble Grump the Elder. It is for Naya, a 4/4 Orc Shaman, untapped land walk. What the hell? So, like, if your opponent has untapped lands, it's unblockable. This creature can't be blocked as long as whoops. Don't go anywhere. As long as defending player controls an untapped land. Each player loses 1 life for each unspent mana they lose as steps and phases end. This player loses 1 life for each unspent mana. So basically, you're bringing mana burn back. Mana burn's back on the table, fellas. And then tapped creatures don't assign combat damage if they are blocked. Tapped creatures don't assign combat damage. Oh, I see. So you attack with a creature, they don't do anything. This is a pretty pushed card. I think this is insanely pushed. So, but it's easy to beat up the Landwalk, but then you're taking damage for all the your unspent mana. Blocking, but not block. Each player tapped creatures don't assign combat damage. Oh, is this just bringing back all the old rules? This is Rumble Grump the Elder. It's like back in my day, if you had a tapped creature and it was blocking, it deals no more damage anymore. Back in my day, if you had mana in your mana pool and it was unspent, it dealt damage to you, and we liked it like that. But the untapped landwalk thing doesn't exist. I guess this is okay, sure. The old Rumble Grump, talking about the good old days. All right, Majra, we're gonna look up the other ones. Okay, we've got the last 5 cards. The first 10 cards of my custom bird deck. I think cards that cost 2 mana shouldn't have so much insane text on them. Okay, next we move on to Ariel's Minesweeper. Blue, 1 generic, 1/3. You see, this text this is a good font for your cards. Flying. Whenever Ariel's Minesweeper or another bird enters the battlefield, each opponent mills 2 cards. When Ariel's Minesweeper or another bird dies, each opponent mills 2 cards. That's totally fine. Sounds like a limited card. We've got the Guard Seal of the Ares. It's a Azorius 1 generic for a 1/1 bird, flash flying. When Guard Seal of the Ares enter the battlefield, you or a permanent you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Oh! This is very strong! Whenever Guard Seal of the Ares enters the battlefield, you or a permanent you control gain hex. This is actually insane! It's actually not so strong that it's broken, but it's a very good card. I mean, burn players would hate this. You target your opponent with anything, they hate it. So you try to target me, you could just put, you know, flash in the Guard Seal of the Ares. You got a random blocker on your hands, try to kill my thing, or target any permanent. Maybe it's a bit strong. I don't know. I like it, though. Platonic Liquid thinks it's Zybers. Also very nice artwork. I love the artwork. Oh, what about the card, the beforewards? I don't know what that is. Oh, you guys are talking about the mill cards. This thing, I think, is busted. This thing is strong. I don't know if it's broken. I don't know if it's bannable, but it's very, very, very good. It's quite pushed. But at the end of the day, At the end of the day, my coffee crew, this is a 1/1 creature. And you have to spend 2 mana. They've already got cards that are like... They just printed a card for... I don't know where the set came out. But it's like 1 white, you and permanents you control get hexproof until end of turn. That's basically this thing. But for 1 more mana, you get a 1/1 flyer. Cool card. I actually like that card a lot. We have Ares' Cartograph. What, this is a map maker? Very cute, I must say. It's a 1/1 bird scout flying. Sack it, choose 1. Exile a land from your graveyard, then add a colorless. That's fine. And then, or create a tap treasure token. This is Lotus Pet. No, is it Lotus Petal? It's not. No, I think this is fine. There's a few red cards that do this. I don't know if, I just don't know if this is like a blue thing to do. Yeah, it's like blue ramp. This is more of a red thing. It's not very often blue or black would do something like this. Oh, Mimito, for a super chat, we will look up your card. But I have so many super chats that this show is going to go on for 2 hours, so I can't do the any freebie ones. You just give me you just super chat for 2 or more bucks and give me the name of the post on our custom magic and we all good. It's like an attempted fixed Deathrite Shaman. Well, this is very different from Deathrite Shaman. There's a few red cards that are like what is it? Strike it rich. It's like a red, put a treasure in play. It's usually terrible commons that tap for colorless mana, but you can only cast instants. Well, in this case, you make a treasure token. It's just 1 mana. And it's a 1/1 flyer, actually. So you can, like, block, sack. This is also a very pushed card, I think. But not pushed enough to be broken, so I also like this card. This is, like, the sweet medium. All these other cards are either, like, very underwhelming or just beyond more stupidly complicated. These are simple, yet very cute designs. Also, cute picture. I would love a secret layer of this. Alright, next up. Ares' Soul Gorger. It's a Orzhov for a 1/1 bird spirit. Flying. Sack it. Choose 1. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Put a stun counter on target creature. Put a shield counter on target creature. Also very interesting design. Might be pushed, but I think it's fine. And then Ares Shaman. We've got for Azorius. It's a 1/1 bird shaman. Flying. Sacrifice Ares Shaman. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1. So it's a slightly more pushed Judge's Familiar. Interesting. Here we have to sack the birds in order to get all these abilities. Sacrifices must be made. This is honestly really close to Judge's Familiar. I actually think it could be even more pushed than this because, like, this counters artifacts. Maybe not. Maybe this is actually within the power level of the birds. Yeah, this is totally fine. I thought Judge's Familiar was a little underwhelming, to be honest. This card already exists. It's not even creatures. You can't even hit creatures. But there's Judge's Familiar, which hits instants and sorceries. Get these birds under control. All right, next up. We're going with Bacon Catberg again. With Burke Hair Robbery. Burke Hair... It's a robbery! It's a strawberry! This is... You love your Orzhov cards. It's a black Orzhov white. Oh god, Steve, got it. If you give Mimito's post, like, give the name to it with the super chat. Otherwise, I'll be digging forever for it. Okay, we have a, just someone keep it in mind when we get there. Because it's going to be a long time before we get to that post. Okay, we have a black Orzhov white enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, you may pay Phyrexian Orzhov. If you do, create a token copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 spirit. So you can copy anything of theirs as a 1/1 for basically 4 life or 2 mana. Born of the departed souls, they drift silently through the haze. Their purpose unclear yet, bound to the enigmatic force that summon them. I think this card's fine. Like, I've never played with stuff like this that brings my opponent's stuff under my control. So I'm not really like a really good judge of this stuff. Moonshare Prototype. That was the blue ramp card I was thinking of. I think comparatively is not too far off. Maybe not. Yeah, rest in peace, Burbs. I think you guys are like 2 minutes behind the stream. Toes is like, sorry, I was flocking out of line. Oh, all the puns are coming out today. All of them. Okay, I think this card's fine. This card looks good. Next up, we've got Oli with Strategic Reserves. Very strategic. Strategic Reserves is a white 2 generic enchantment. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may have it enter the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on it. Whenever I want to have stun counters on my creatures, why would I want to do that? If you do, put 2 shield counters on that creature. In exchange for it coming into battlefield tapped, you can have 2 shield counters on it. That's actually pretty cool. Creatures you control with shield counters on them have ward 2. So it's like extra hard to kill them. They're like basically indestructible. You try to blow them up, and then they just laugh it off. Can't kill me. I've got 2 shield counters. All right, cool card. Definitely a pass. Next up, we've got Medieval Gamer Gaming with Palamos. King of Sharing. You got to share around, people. Okay, for Wooburg, we have the King. It's a 4 loyalty planeswalker with no name. Any player may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control. I guess these, +2. Remove a loyalty counter from target planeswalker you control. You want to remove loyalty counters from your own planeswalkers? Why would I want to do that? -10, gain control of each planeswalker you don't control. Oh my god. Remove a loyalty counter from target planeswalker. It should be a remove a loyalty counter from any planeswalker. Because I think it sounds interesting to remove a planeswalker counter from like other people's planeswalkers. So like the -10 is gain control of each planeswalker you don't control until the end of your next turn. Palamos King of Sharing can be your commander. Not counting yours, just opponents. Remove a loyalty from target planeswalker you control. So this one can only affect cards you control. Any player may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control. So they can activate both of these. Yeah, exactly. You can use the -10 and take all my stuff. I think this would be cool if, like, you can remove a loyalty counter from any planeswalker, and then it's like a war. I go +2 on my planeswalker to remove your loyalty counter. No, I go +2 on my planeswalker to remove your loyalty counter. And it's a big race to get to 10. They can plus it to reach 10. Any player may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalkers. Oh, are they saying like everyone controls this card? So basically you have to go +2. I don't know how this card works then. How does this card work? Any player may activate loyalty abilities of planeswalker. But I think they need a planeswalker, if I understand this card correctly. Which I might not. Because this stuff never shows up in competitive Magic. Remove the commander text from it, then it's fair. Yeah, anyone could get the... I'm assuming anyone can get the -10. I think it would be more interesting if it was limited to just the plus abilities. Oh, everyone goes plus? What, like, it's like all... What, the -10 is a plus ability too? No. They have to go -10. I think this thing's okay. It's just chaos. That's all. Chaos ensues. Okay, Bacon Cat Bug with Chittering Wave. Credit to Arcucci for the initial inspiration. All right. We're crediting other people. We've got a green-red X. Kindred Sorcery Squirrel. It's the March of the Squirrels, people. Or the Attack of the Squirrels. Chittering Wave deals X damage to any target. Create a number of 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens equal to the damage dealt this way. That's a lot of damage. So basically you smack with a bunch of squirrels and you're left with a bunch of squirrels. Oh, is it the nuts? Nuts scatter like treasures amidst the... Oh! the tumultuous tide, and acrobatic leaps fill the air with lively symphony of chitters. So I think the idea is you, like, throw a bunch of nuts or walnuts at somebody, and then the squirrels come out in force to go get them. They mean tribal sorcery. They meant kindred. Kindred's actually officially the replacement for tribal now on cards. It's the official change. Okay, yeah, squirrels. Do I have a squirrel sound effect? I don't really have a squirrel sound effect, do I? Damn it. For as much as you guys love the squirrels. You guys are all nuts for squirrels, right? You're nuts. You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right, next super chat. I'm gonna skip one of Bacon's. We'll get back to Bacon. The Medieval Gamer has one. We've got Arcthos, God of War. By the way, this card's fine. I think it's cool. There's a lot of cards that deal X damage and also gain a bunch of creatures. I don't know why you can't combine the two. Arcthos, God of War is a red-white 3 generic 4/3 human warrior. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control during your combat step, it enters tapped and attacking instead. So basically, like, you are born a warrior, you are born to attack. It enters the battlefield, it's already attacking. So what happens to your attack step? This card actually might not work. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control during your combat step. Oh no, so it comes, okay, so you can put creatures in play, you can flash them in during your combat step. It enters tapped and attacking. It seems weird, but I guess it's fine. You know, we have ninjutsu, so basically we can attack, let the opponent block, and then after that, you just flash in something and boom. You can, like, attack with them. So, like, it does work within the... Like, it works within the rules as far as I'm concerned with ninjutsu, so... You get it, but you're gonna need flash creatures. Otherwise, you know, putting stuff in play is, like, not particularly useful. Okay, back to the Baking Cat Bug. We've got... Daz Fruit version 3. Fix the ability and balance. Did you know? Okay, we got 4 mana. It's a 5/3 artifact food vehicle. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more foods, sacrifice 3 foods. If you do, return Daz Fruit from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. What a weird fruit. It's a food vehicle. At the beginning of your end step, if Daz Fruit, is this being spelled properly? Is in your graveyard, you may pay 1. If you do, create a food token. That actually could be insane. That second ability is actually a bit busted. So basically, for eternity, at every turn, I can pay 1 and I get food tokens. This is like Eminence in some way. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice Daz Fruit, you gain 3 life. I actually think this, if it's in your graveyard, pay 1 to get a food token. I actually think that's too strong. You get, like, because you can perpetually just make an artifact every single turn for almost no reason. At the beginning of your end step, if it's in your graveyard, pay 1. If you do, create a food token. Can I do that multiple times, or you just trigger it once? It's a pun for the movie Das Boot. Oh, it's a play on words, huh? I always feel like a boomer here. Whenever I hear, like, you guys are telling me, it's a pun from this movie or this show. I'm like, I don't know. Okay, anyway, okay, let's give it... I don't know, I don't really want to... If you get rid of this beginning of end step thing, I think it's fine. But until then, I think that's actually a little push. So you get this... I don't like the idea of a recurable ability that it's really hard to interact with. Like, very hard. Like, if that's there for flavor, I guess that's fine, but... Otherwise, no. Okay, Majra. Majra's back. Zoria's Vengeance. Uh-oh. Or did it want an apostrophe? Uh-oh. Zoria's Vengeance. I am spelling that one correctly. Zoria's... Oh, was it Zoria's Vendetta? I don't see a Vengeance here, so I'm just going to have to go with the Vendetta one. I hope that's good enough. Okay, so black, 1 generic. It's a Kindred instant bird. Destroy target creature. If the target is green, destroy another permanent that share a card type with the target. Destroy target creature. If the target is green, destroy another permanent. So basically, it's a hate card on green. It's that one? Okay, it all figured itself out. Excellent. Okay, you know, we haven't seen any hate card. Like, they don't print hate cards anymore these days. So this is actually slightly better than usual. This is something that gives black a little bit of beef. But you know what it can also do? It blows up enchantments, which is something that black normally can't do. If the target is green, destroy another target permanent that shared a color with it. So there's a very rare way. This actually might be too strong. There's supposed to be like this really big cost to destroying enchantments. Have we done hot potato? Yeah, we actually started the show off with hot potato. Hot potato. What's it going on in the chat here? Look, tribals move to Kindred or Typal. I don't really like Typal. I'm moving to Kindred. That's just how that's just the way the world's moving. So we just move on. It means nothing to me. Personally, like, I really don't care, and frankly, I like Kindred more than even Tribal was in the first place. Just cool it there in chat. Cool it in chat. The coffee crew stays warm, but they also keep their heads cool. Okay, I'm actually going to disqualify this card, because I don't think it should be that easy to destroy green enchantments. I don't think it should be that easy to blow up any green enchantments. You'd need some clause, like, if a green permanent is, or if a green enchantment is destroyed this way, lose 5 life or something. So, we move on to Gabrielle Doyen, who has missed the start. Card is the Fall of Londinium. The Fall of... That was like London. The Londinium. It is a place. Maybe it's London in the future. Deep in the future. We have Londinium. Black, 1 generic. Okay, we were going back. Finally, sagas that look like sagas around here. Target player becomes the Monarch. What? What, for 4 mana? That's like you draw an extra card at the end of the turn, right? Chapter 2. The Monarch creates 4 2/2 white human knight creature tokens. But how does it go to... Oh, so if someone steals the Monarch from you immediately, they damage you, they become the Monarch, and it gets to your turn. Then you give them 4 human tokens. So that's actually complicated to tap out on turn... Like, to tap out for 4 mana on this card. Big risk. And then Chapter 3. Destroy all creatures the Monarch controls. They lose 3 life for each creature destroyed this way. Okay, now my head is just messed up. I have no idea what this card is trying to do. Trying to buff up the Monarch, or trying to hurt the It's like, you become the Monarch. That's good. Create 4 2/2 humans. That's good. Oh, destroy all the creatures the Monarch controls. They lose 3 life. That's bad. You need to keep the Monarch. You have to somehow give the Monarch. We're blowing up our own creatures around here. What is the purpose of this card? You give Monarch to someone else and kill... So target... Oh yeah, you can target someone else and kill their humans and they lose life in 3 turns. But they could have a big turn for a few turns. They get to, what, draw 2 cards? They're going to draw at least 2... They draw 2 extra cards. They get a bunch of creatures. Okay, cool card. It's probably fine. It's really weird. It's a super weird card. And then all of a sudden, no one wants to attack the Monarch. And, like, you don't even want to touch the Monarch because then you become the Monarch. You're going to be the target of this card. What is this? This is an enchantment saga? A colorless... Oh, it's not even colorless. It's supposed to be black. Yeah, very, very delayed burn and board wipe. Okay, Majra. The first 5 cards of May the Aries Bless You. You're just loving... What's it called? Birds these days. The first 5 cards. May the Aries Is this a play on May the Force be with you? May the Aries bless you. I can't find it. The first 5 card. Oh, whoops. I can't find it because I looked at the whole post. Make a lot of cards, Marjorie. Make a lot of cards. Okay, we've got... Oh, let's just say it's for Esper 3 generic. I don't know how to describe that mana cost ever. And then for that, we've got a legendary enchantment. Costs 3 less to cast if you control legendary permanent, which is easy. Non-creature spells you control and non-creature cards in your graveyard. Mentioning bird. Gain kindred bird. Non-creature spells. So like basically like your instants and sorceries are now birds. When a bird you control dies, which they do a lot in this type of deck, you may regenerate it. Oh no, but they're usually getting sacrificed. This ability triggers only once each turn if it's not your turn. Whenever a bird you control dies, whenever eventually actually dies, I scry one. I guess this is okay. I guess. Nothing wrong with that. We got Tristan's Sky Piercer. It's a white 1 generic 1/1 bird soldier with flash and flying. Pay a white, sacrifice Tristan's Sky Piercer. Target flying creature gets +1/+1 first strike, life, blink until end of turn. Also totally fine. We got the Issues Bruiser, a black 1 generic 1/1 bird assassin, flash flying. Pay a black, sack it. Target flying creature gains +1/+1 lifelink and death touch. These are all like limited cards. They would definitely see limited play. Enchanted Knight of the Aries. We got a white 4 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may pay 2. Draw a card for each opponent who didn't pay. Whoa! This is like, well, it's like Rhystic, it's white Rhystic Study, effectively. It's just putting a tax on them just existing. It's not even like, you're at the table, you have an upkeep, all right, pay 2. Oh, you don't want to pay 2? All right, I'll draw a card. So you get to draw a card, you basically just get to draw 3 cards a turn. Maybe it's not as broken as Rhystic Studies, because people just tap out anyway. It's 5 mana, it's fine. Come on, the Mana Rocks, people, the Mana Rocks. What do you guys think, it's busted? Do you pay the 2? Yeah, exactly. Do you pay the 2? And then the other person at the table, do you pay the 1? Do you pay the 2? Do you pay the 1? Yeah, it's 5 mana. Look, what is 5 mana in this game? Turn 1 Soul Ring into... Like, you can only play Rhystic Studies basically by turn 2. I mean, you can do the same thing with this. Turn 1, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring. Next turn, Enchanted Knight of the Aries. It's just your upkeep? Oh, wait a minute. At the beginning of your upkeep. Oh, this is totally fun. Okay, yeah. You got that. Okay. No, but it's essentially a similar thing, though. So you're going to draw 3 cards on this turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may pay 2. Yeah, it works the same way. I mean, you'll still draw up to 3 cards. Make it 1 mana payment? Well, then it would just suck. Everyone's going to pay that 1 mana. No, it just taxes everyone. Yeah, it's called Taxes the Gathering. Taxes, you get taxed everywhere, even by Wizards of the Coast. You'd have to only ramp for like 3 turns unless you have Crypt or something. Yeah, of course. But you're going to have that. Come on, who doesn't play with a bunch of those Mana Rocks? Will you rule 0 them out of the game? Okay, I guess it's... I don't know. I'll let it pass. Frankly, Commander's full of silly cards at this point. What's another one? Okay, Spectral Pound. It's a swampland. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you reveal a bird card from your hand. You could also tap it. So it's an Esper land that you can fetch? Tap, add white or blue, you lose 1 life. So it's a pain land that adds a swamp. There's the battlefield tapped unless you reveal. So you can't. So it's essentially a tri-land, actually. It's actually maybe overall, honestly, I think it's worse than a tri-land because you take damage from like two-thirds of the mana it produces, so it has to be good. It has to be fine. The only upside is if you have a bird, you can, like, in some way put it onto the battlefield untapped. But other than that, it's actually incredibly fine. Does not support domain, print it. Yeah, it's technically just a swamp. Just a swamp. Okay, that one is interesting design space. Technically worse than the Tri-Lands. Brawly Shadow with Mauga. We got Mauga. The mountain. Mauga. The mountain. Is it Mauga something else? Does it have no apostrophe? I don't know. You know what? Reddit is stupid. Sometimes I put in exactly what the card is, and it's meaningless to them. Reddit is dumb. Scryfall is dumb. Why can't they just be Google? Okay, we've got for Whiteless Wooburg and 2 generic. It's a 3/6 human soldier. With double strike and reach, all creatures attack each combat if able. Everybody, including yours. Whenever a creature that was dealt damage by Mauga the Mountain this turn dies, untap Mauga and put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a creature that was dealt damage by Mauga the Mountain this turn dies, untap. So, oh, he gets stronger. I killed you! Your death makes me feel better! A gun in each hand and a smile on my face. I guess this is okay. Very bizarre card. Yeah, he's seen some things. Saw some crazy things. He can't go back. What has been seen cannot be unseen. All search engines are getting bad, in my opinion. That's sad. Yeah, the further we're getting in technology, the dumber we get overall. That's too bad. Okay, next up. Actually, next up is Majra. I'm going to get back to yours. We'll just get to a few other people who have never got any yet. We're going to pace out your stuff, Majra. We'll get Salat. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I'm supposed to prioritize the larger super chats. Okay, I'm going to prioritize some of the larger super chats. Salakis with Necropyromancer Streamline. Just posted it. Uh-oh, that's dangerous. Necropyromancer. Sometimes we have trouble finding very new cards. Okay, it showed up. Cool picture. We got for Grixis 3 generic. We got a novel! Why do you do this to me? Why is this so many words? Okay, it's a 5/4 creature. Necro enters the battlefield with a flame counter on it, and it can have no more than 1 flame counter on it at any one time, as demonstrated the fact that he's on fire. So for Izzet, tap, remove a flame counter, and counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. If a permanent's ability was countered this way, destroy that permanent. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, you may pay... a black 1 generic. If you do, put Necropyromancer on top of its owner's library, and then return target creature card with mana value 5 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It becomes a black zombie in addition to its other types. I think this is a bit pushed, to be honest. So it's a counter spell and a reanimator at the same time. It is 6 mana, though. Okay, so for 6 mana, I think I just have to give it a pass. It's just too expensive to say that it's just outright broken. And you still, if each player's upkeep, that's weird. So at every upkeep, it has the ability to trigger. I would hate playing with this thing online because it would just trigger unnecessarily every single damn time. You can only get 1 flame counter ever, right? Is it 1 flame ever? And as well with a flame counter on it, have no more than 1 flame counter on it. No, only at a time. So it can come back into play with another flame counter. It will just not have another one. I guess you cannot proliferate more flame counters on it. They balanced the card just for that. It did well. The Ramajra, I will remember you. I will remember. Okay, let's go to... Actually, Brawly Shadow's also got a bunch of cards. Okay, so let's go to 124C. With, was this a play on my name? Nika no Pika and Nika's Chapeau. The hell? I'm hoping I can find this card off of this one word. Yeah, I did. What are the odds there are so many Nikas out there? Okay, we've got a... Oops, where am I going? Where am I going? Can't see this card properly. Nika no Pika. Oh, is that me? And I've got like some sort of merfolk hat on my head, which is a little gross, I guess. Okay, we got a blue, green, 1 generic, 2/3 merfolk wizard. I am well dressed, I must say. If a spell or ability would cause you to reveal your hand or library, counter that spell or ability. What? A spell or ability would cause you to reveal your hand or library? Why would anything reveal their library or reveal their hand? Counter that spell or ability. So basically, Silvergill Adept is real Stone Cold trash after this thing. This card is basically personal space. I've never heard it. Living without protecting what needs to be protected is the same as death. Hideaki Surachi. Or I think it'd be Hideaki Surachi. Reveal the top X cards of your library. Without, I guess if it, no, I think it has to reveal your hand. Oh, cause you to reveal. I guess it's not your whole hand. So if you reveal anything from your hand or your library, you counter that ability. It's very unique. Very underwhelmed. I don't know. You just don't know what it's used for. It's probably some metagame for this card. All right, I think it's cool. Definitely not broken. This would break many other cards. How does this break anything? This is like, this prevents people from doing something broken. Oh, is this a protection from Explore? Hold on, if a spell or ability would cause you to reveal your hand or library. Oh, wait a minute, it's your hand, your library. Oh, it's a protection from Thoughtseize, from Grief, from, oh, I totally misinterpreted this card. Yeah, this is protecting me from all that stuff. Now, the downside is, honestly, like, at 4 mana, this is a bit late to the party. Yeah, it's yeah, Pika, no, Nika no Pika. Don't be peeking at me. Play this, never use Scry again. Well, you have to reveal it, right? Cause you to reveal your hand or library. So, so you also protects my library from stuff. Stops you from delving, though. Does it? If a spell or ability causes you to reveal your hand or library. That's your graveyard. It's nothing from your library. I don't think it does anything about delve. Counters your own abilities, though. If a spell or ability would cause you to reveal your hand. Yeah, I mean, if you have to reveal your hand or library, yes. So don't be playing this with Cascade, I guess. Yes, Thoughtseize is like the, yeah, they'll see Pika, Nika no Pika, and they'll be like, okay, well, I'll yoinka your Nika no Pika. Okay, well, I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's a very unique card. Very unique, fresh ability. Okay, Brendan Grieve. Constantine Fervent Soul. Constantine Fervent Soul. Can't find. It doesn't like apostrophes, I think. Constantine Fervent Soul. Maybe we just look up Constantine. Can't find this one. Sorry about that, Brendan. Maybe we'll look up Fervent Soul. Just in case you misspelled it. No, it got removed, probably. Sorry about that, Brendan. What we do, Brendan, on the show, if there is a problem with a super chat, we go to the main page. We're going to give a donation to some poor soul on the free page. And that poor soul is Happy Bow with Subterranean Kavu. It's a red 3 generic 3/2 Kavu with Delve. When Subterranean Kavu enters the battlefield, it deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. Absolutely fine. Yeah, probably the mod struck it down or something. They have very strict rules around art. Very, very strict rules. You have to credit the artist. Or you submitted too many cards at once. They don't like you spamming. Because they know how much you custom Magic players love to make cards. You gotta be like Majra. Majra submits like 10 cards in one post. That's fine. 10 posts, though? No, they don't like that. Those are, I think, the two common reasons they strike it down. You think this thing is strong? It's a Delve card. Enters the battlefield, it deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. Like, you can Delve it, but then it'll only deal 1 damage. So you'd ideally... It's Flame Tongue Kavu. You've ever heard of Flame Tongue Kavu? It's a 4 mana 4/2 that deals 4 damage to a creature. It's the same thing. This thing does less. It's a 4 mana 3/2 for 4 damage. But you have the upside of delving it. It's like, it's not bad. I think this is better than the stupid the baby Flame Tongue that they made. Way better than Flame Tongue. Look, Flame Tongue doesn't even see play anywhere. Neither does the baby Flame Tongue. There we go. It's Platonic Liquid says it's Zybers. I also think it's Zybers. F the crowd on that one. Okay, next up, okay, now we'll do a big one from Majra. Madra's back. May the Aries bless you. We'll do the, yeah, may the Aries bless you. So we're going to do the last 5 cards here. I think I have to zoom out. Whoops, where am I going? Oh, I was already there. Okay, I found my bearings. We got for Esper an enchantment flash. When path to the Aries enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 bird white, blue, and black bird spirit creature tokens with flying. You gain 4 life. That is busted. This is like Lingering Souls, but a lot more stuff, and it's at flash speed. White 2 generic, sacrifice path to Aries. Surveil 2, then draw a card. I actually think this is just broken. It's actually, yeah, definitely voting flying today. Tribute to flying. Vote flying for president. Flying 2024. No, I don't think this is, enters the battlefield. And you can blink this thing. No, I think it's pushed. Get it out of here. No chance. Okay, Aries Messenger. For 4 mana, 1/1 bird spirit flying. Messenger can be cast as though it had flash. If a bird died this turn, whenever damage is dealt to the Aries Messenger, you gain that much life. What? Whenever damage is dealt to Aries Messenger, you gain that much life. So it makes it a very good blocker. And it has flash if something died. Gains +0/+X, where X is equal to the number of birds in your graveyard? Why does it get bigger for all the birds that are already dead? When Aries Messenger dies, you can exile it. If you do, reanimate target bird with mana value 3 or less. Honestly, I think this card is just doing too much. I don't even know if it's... I can't tell if it's good. Like, I can't tell if it's balanced or not, because it's literally doing everything. So I have to stick it to this one. It's doing a lot of interesting things. But it's like, it's a reanimator, it blocks and gains tons of life. It could be, like, have infinite power based on how many birds are in the graveyard. Aries Avenger! 5 mana for a 1/1, a bird spirit. It's very weird to be 5 mana and a 1/1. With flying, it can be cast as though it had flash, and costs 1 less to cast if a bird died this turn. Okay, so if you sack a bird, it's cheaper. When Aries Avenger enters the battlefield, choose 2. Return target tapped return target tapped non-land an opponent controls to its owner's hand. What? Return target tap. I think non-land permanent opponent controls back to their hand. Okay. Target opponent exiles a card from their hand, and also tap target non-land permanent, then put a stun counter on it. So basically, you can tap something. Oh no, but you actually can't. When you put the triggers on the stack, you can't tap. You can't be like, target this untapped thing and also target the untapped thing to bounce it back to their hand. You actually have to tap 2 different things. This card seems interesting. It's a very fairies-like card. I can get behind this one. Yeah, these are turning into Yu-Gi-Oh cards when the font gets small enough. There's another damn Yu-Gi-Oh card. 5 mana for a 2/4 bird soldier. Flying protection from creatures. This spell costs 2 less and can be cast as though it had flash if a bird died this turn. Whenever an opponent draws a card, except by a commander, Tristan's ability, they may pay 2 to prevent you to choose between create a 1/1 bird token with flying. Each other player draws a card. Each other spells and abilities you control, making your opponent pay mana. Make them pay 1 more. This is just busted. This is no way. It's a true name Nemesis, for Christ's sake. It's true name Nemesis. Okay, we got Commander Issue for 5 mana. 3/3 Bird Warlock Advisor. Flying, hexproof from instants. Okay, that's fine. It's got prowess. That's fine. In a bird deck, that's actually going to be really crappy. Whenever Commander Issue declare an attack, reanimate target bird creature with mana value 2 or less from any graveyard. I think this is okay. And especially in a deck like this, is going to be a lot of crappy stuff. Or not crappy, but like you have a lot of utility cards, but they're basically like 1/1 dinks, you know what I mean? 3/3 prowess. With flying! But it's going to be so hard to use it. Like, it's a pretty chunky card. I think it's going to be okay. You gotta lay down on the many words there. Majra, you gotta lay down the many words. Too many words around here. Brandon, oh yeah, sorry, I couldn't find that one. I have it here just in case you like show up and you can explain what happened to it. Okay, Brawly shout out Rapunzel's Tower. We're back to Disney. Rapunzel's Tower. Didn't take that long, did it, Brawly Shadow? Okay, we have a 3-mana artifact. Tap, add a green or a black. Also, tap target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step. What, like the prince gets reach because he like climbed up Rapunzel's tower? But why did the guy didn't sacrifice himself? I actually don't know what the flavor... Card's totally fine. I just don't know what the deal with this thing, the deal with this card is. Yeah, did he fall off from the top? Did he fall from the top? So he climbs all the way to the top. Ah! Or maybe, or was he pushed off? Were there any surveillance cameras to find out exactly what happened? Oh, that's very funny. There's a Disney logo on here? Where's the Disney logo? Oh yeah, it is. There it is. We're Blur, Wizards of the Coast looking at this, just shaking their head. This is like a blur between Lorcana and Magic the Gathering. Makes me wonder, are you getting into, Brawly Shadow, are you getting into the Lorcana game? A lot of people move into that Lorcana game. For the people who want to attack with Goofy and Donald Duck and so on. Okay. Next up, we've got... okay. Better put that one away. Okay, we got Henrik. Henrik says, Carbon Dog, Earthbound. Oh! Yeah, we get some Earthbound music here. We just had Earthbound's shop around here. Hold on for a second. Let's get out. I have this one. I never used this in this. Okay, let's go get Diamond Dog. Sorry, it's Carbon Dog. Is it going to transform? It's a special occasion for this soundtrack. I never use this because it doesn't feel chill enough to me. Okay, we got Carbon Dog. Oops. Carbon Dog is a red 3 generic 3/2 dog elemental with haste. If Carbon Dog would die, transform it instead. Then if it's your turn, there is an additional combat phase. Only it can attack. Okay, Diamond Dog. First strike haste. Creatures and planeswalkers damaged by Diamond Dog become a treasure artifact with tap. Sacrifice this artifact. Add mana of any color. I think there's like a bit of a translation gap here. But is this like representative of... Do you know what? I have to give this a huge fail. I am not satisfied with his Diamond Dog. So like if you played the game Earthbound, what happens is if you deal damage to Diamond Dog, all that damage gets reflected back at you. And I would have liked to see creatures and planeswalkers that deal damage to Diamond Dog deal damage to you. So if Diamond Dog blocks your 8/8 creature, you take 8 damage. So I think this is a huge fail on what Diamond Dog was. And basically you had your life points in the game are just draining like crazy. You've taken lethal damage, but there's still it's like a number roll that's rolling down, and it's a race to the clock to kill this thing before the reflection of it kills you. It's such an epic part of the game. But it gives you diamond debuff. You basically dies. Well, not exactly. I mean, you're on your way to death, but if you can kill Diamond Dog before your life points actually die, then you live. If he kills the creature, does it still become a token? I guess so. First strike haste. Creatures and planeswalkers down by Diamond Dog become a treasure artifact with that. Like, that's not even in the lore. You make me want to play Earthbound. Earthbound was a great game. Mother 3 was great too. I have to say I'm sad that I never played Mother 1 yet. Didn't feel like it was on my well, anyway, I'm a little disappointed. This is not the Diamond Dog I was expecting. You redesigned this card! You design it like Diamond Dog is supposed to be. You let me know. I'll even make it free for you. Does damage come before or after the token transformation? Oh no, like this one, Carbon Dog, it dies. Like it doesn't attack you back. So when this thing dies, it turns into Diamond Dog. But that's when like everything gets reflected. All damage dealt to Diamond Dog gets reflected right back into your face. How many kids were scared by the ending? I don't know. Back then I didn't think anything of it, to be honest. Gygus didn't seem that disturbing to me at the time. I think they get damaged, then it triggers and the tokens can't die from the damage. I don't remember. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. There was... I think you're... Okay, hold on. There is a bit of flavor to this, right? Like, Diamond Dog did, like, turn you... It paralyzed you. Like, it gave you the evil eye or something. It's been a while since I've seen... like, I've played... You know, it's been, like, decades, actually, since I've played Earthbound. It's only been days since my brother played Earthbound. My brother plays Earthbound almost every single day he comes over. He takes my Switch and he plays Earthbound. As if he hasn't played the game 50 times already. It is a bad doggy. Okay, so there is some flavor win here. But I would add to this thing that all damage dealt to Diamond Dog is reflected back to your face. So you have to be very careful when you attack. Is the diamond debuff that can't be removed by anything? I believe your character becomes useless. Yeah, there is something like that in the battle. I don't remember. Maybe I gotta ask my brother about this card. What is your opinion about the my brother probably is watching the show. He watches the replays. I think it's supposed to be a when trigger when this means it should take place before death due to SBA, if I know the rules correctly. Creatures and planeswalkers damaged by Diamond Dog become treasure artifacts. I guess it is placed before death. Yeah, so it's like it's damaged, so it's like state-based. So I guess it'd happen before state-based effects actually take place. So I don't know how this is worded to work. If it would die, turn it into a treasure artifact instead or something like that. Okay. Let's get back to the real world. Anyway, cool card. Cool card, Henrik. You brought me back. You also got a bunch of people interested in playing Earthbound again. All right, the letter win. This is going to be like the longest show I've had in a while. Thank you for the cool content. Flex. Oh, God. Do you have any idea how many people use the word flex on Reddit? Okay, you're called the letter win. I hope. Okay, thank God. There's so many flex this, flex that, but I see yours at the top. Whoops. Okay, we got flex. Blue for generic. Sorcery. Reveal your hand. Starting with you, each player votes for gas or trash. I like that. If gas gets more votes, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. If trash gets more votes, or the vote is tied, draw 4 cards, end the turn. So if trash gets more votes or is tied, draw 4 cards. So is this done in secret or something? I mean, I guess so. Starting with you, each player. Oh, you vote first, and everyone goes in order. Gas or trash? If gas gets more votes, you may cast the spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. If trash gets more votes or is tied, draw 4 cards, end the turn. I guess that's fine. 5 mana, draw that many cards. It's actually okay. Just make sure they don't make you any... I mean, and it's pretty shite card to draw off the top because, like, everyone will vote gas, and then you can't even put anything from your hand. Eric says, I also have a Porky from Mother 3, but since there are so many cards, I will leave for another show. Oh, absolutely. I would love it. Okay, next one from Brawly's Shadow. We've got Flynn Rider. A scoundrel. It is a scoundrel, isn't it? Okay, white 2 generic 3/3. For a human rogue. When Flynn Rider, Scoundrel, enters the battlefield, create a map token. Whenever Flynn Rider becomes the target of a spell or ability, you may pay white 1 generic. If you do, Flynn Rider phases out. They just can't get my nose right. Honestly, I didn't see enough of the latest Disney movies to get that. You know, beyond the moment that they made Shrek. Or is Shrek a Disney thing? I don't remember. When Flynn Rider, Scoundrel, enters the battlefield, you get a map. becomes the target of a spell or ability, you can pay 2 mana. Okay, that's good enough. Totally fair, to be honest. Totally fair. Are there any other games / shows you'd want to see custom? I mean, nothing in particular. It's just Earthbound was like it was one of those childhood games that I loved. And it's like a little niche, apparently. Apparently not everyone loved Earthbound, because probably it was like an annoyingly sort of an annoying, frustrating RPG if you didn't have a guide. Okay, Steve Cooper. Oh, donation to Mimito's post. Well, what the hell was that? Does anyone remember this thing? Mamito, are you still here? We're 1 hour, 40 minutes into the show. See, that's why I say, like, if you're gonna donate for someone, include the title of the card. Because, like, by the time I get to the super chat, it's like, it took forever. And what the hell is this super? I can't even look that thing up. Okay, Spectral Main asks, the before words. All right, the before words. Mimito, you're gonna get your card! Oops, I didn't put a space. Hold on. You're gonna get your card, Mimito. Oh, Mimito's still here! It was the before words I found on Reddit. It looks cool. Is this even your card, then? It's a blue-blue 8 generic instant. Reverse the actions of the last 2 turns. What the hell does that mean? Like, what does that even do? We reverse the actions? So what, if I discard 2 cards, you draw 2 cards? Do we replay the... How do we even remember what the hell happens? Reverse the actions of the... Or do we just, like, it's still their turn. It's whoever's turn it is, but you just reverse. You take it all back. All the creatures you put in play, you take it back. You untap your lands. All damage dealt, you reverse the damage. Yeah, I guess we revert the board state and return cards from play back to hand. What a weird damn card. It's like the Time Lord in Among Us or something. And in some ways, it might be really difficult to back up. What if, I mean, you know, if a card is played, you can see it in your graveyard, but at the same time, what if there's like a bunch of tapping and untapping? Do you remember what all the game actions that happened? And it's the last 2 turns! 1 turn might be like fine, 2 turns is beyond crazy. This is actually the most busted, like, counter spellish card. Like, everything you've done, I've undone it. I have no idea if this is fair. Got no clue. It's 10 mana, so you would think that this is fair. But it's still, like, it's probably one of the most... It's like the opposite of taking extra turns. You're undoing other people's turns. Yeah, this is like an alchemy-only type of card, for sure. You can't undraw cards without confirming what they originally drew. Well, you just have to trust them. You put the card back on top of your library. Yeah, but that's actually so true. Like I don't know what you drew. I don't know what you did with your Sensei's Divining Top. I guess this is just unplayable. It's a cute idea. Yeah, for alchemy it probably works. For paper play, not a chance. Never happening. Okay, Brawly Shadow with Rapunzel and Gothel. Rapunzel. It is a white-green colorless 2/2 human noble partner with Mother Gothel. When Rapunzel Lost Light enters the battlefield, it explores. Then it explores again. And for 2 mana, regenerate target creature. Totally fine. And the partner, I guess, is the mother? Mother Gothel, black 4/3 human warlock. Partner with Rapunzel Lost Light. She's a kidnapper, isn't she? She's a kidnapper. You can go to jail for that, Mother Gothel. Okay, Hexproof, Vanishing 2. Tap a white creature you control, put a time counter on Mother Gothel. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery and only once each turn. Put a time counter, activate... What's a time counter? Oh, because she has Vanishing. Weird. So, like, you know, she's run out of time. Mother knows best. I guess this is fine. I mean, she's just a regular, like, 4/3 Hexproofer. But it's for 2 mana. I guess it's okay. Yeah, partner. Next up, we've got Madra's back again. I think we have to have, like... I think I have to do this custom card show every week. Exhaust you guys of your cards. Last 4 cards of the Aries. The last... Oh. Shoot, but what was that called? Of the Aries? Like, I don't remember what the Aries thing is. Shoot! See, I need... That's why I need the name... Oh, hold on, did we do that? Did I do it? I can't find this damn thing. Majra. What was it called? What was the post called? Look, my memory is of a fish. I'm not going to remember the damn thing. Yes, custom MTG card every week. Because these shows are going like for 2 hours. This is going to be the longest custom show ever. I got to or I have to like increase the cost to these things. The problem is, I tried to do it, but YouTube doesn't let me do it. Type exact. Oh, is it called? It's literally called the last 4 cards of the Aries. Okay, the last 4 cards of the Aries. You weren't leveling me. I can't find it. Oh, hold on. Did I escape? Let me get back. Okay, the last 4 cards of the Aries. Got it. This one, they're both 28 days ago. Okay, we've got Ghostly Sparrow. These live streams are usually, what's the usual schedule? 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Although we're also going to include 8 p.m. Central Standard Time starting tonight. Tonight, some of you people are going to show up there. Okay, we have a white, blue, 2/2 bird that is like literally an artifact. This is not a living thing. It's got flash, flying, and lifelink. This is actually pretty pushed for a 2/2 flash creature. When it dies, surveil 2, then draw a card. Okay, it's just broken. This is just too much. A 2/2 flying, flash, lifelinking creature that draws cards on death? What are you, nuts? Okay, Mantle of Fireflies. We've got a lot of text. We got a black, blue, kindred artifact, equipment, insect. Insect? When Mantle of Fireflies enters the battlefield, you can attach it to target flying creature you control. Equipped creature gains +1/+1. So it's an equipment you have to pay no mana for. Or I guess the first time it enters the battlefield, you attach to a flying creature. Okay, equipped creature gets +1/+1, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Honestly, it's not that oppressive. It might, I don't know, maybe it's strong, 2 mana for drawing a card, but it's still an equipment. As long as the equipped creature is a bird, Mantle of Fireflies has Umbra Armor. I can't tell if this is pushed or not. This is a lot of words. I have a feeling it is pushed. I'll give it a pass, because I've been disqualifying some of your cards already, but that is very strong. I remember early on in the show, the cards were like pretty underwhelming, and now they're just getting broken. Council of the Aries, 3 mana for a 3/3 Bird Spirit Advisor, flying. As long as you control another legendary permanent, birds you control have Ward 2. Cool. Non-creature bird spells you control have Cascade. What? Why? And then Lieutenant, whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you control your if you control your commander, draw a card. So whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, if you control your commander, draw a card. That's probably also broken. So basically, we got Cascade attached to so it's Cascade with card draw, is what you're telling me. Absolutely long. This is absolutely broken. And then we got Zoria's Era's Empress, 4 mana, 1/5 flying, vigilance, eminence. If Zoria Ares Empress is in play or in your command zone for as long as you control at least 1 bird, creatures your opponents control can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless they pay 1. Absolutely broken. Whenever a card effect you control makes an opponent pay mana, the next player gain that much colorless at the beginning of their pre-combat main phase. What? An effect you control makes it. So if they pay for this thing, someone else gets the mana, which they can use to attack you. So it's a funny card, actually. Until end of turn, mana produced by Zora doesn't empty from mana pools as phases end. Cool. Actually, I could get behind this card. It's a weird one. Combine the last card with the first sliver. It's possible. Okay, Smelly Squid coming in. Japanese bees vibrate to kill invading wasps. The Japanese bees. They vibrate. Red. Kindred insect. Instant insect. Kicker. Exile another insect card from your hand. Swarm's heat deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of players. If this spell was kicked, it instead deals X plus 1 damage to each opponent. So wait, if there's 4 players, it deals 4 damage to everyone? I think that's totally fine. And like the kicker is pretty expensive, so it just deals 1 more damage. If you have the kicker, this is totally fair. Brendan Grieve, what do you got for us? Okay, hold on. So do we have a new version? Constantine Fervent Soul. We can find any Constantine. John Constantine. Where can we find this damn Constantine card? Constantine. Can you see it? Is it this? Like, can you see your own card, damn it? Yeah, poor Constantine. This is the only thing exists with Well, no, the thing is sometimes I put a comma or an apostrophe, they can't even find the card. I can't find this damn Constantine card. It's been like removed or it's hidden from here. Anyway, I can't say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brendan Graves. It happens. Sometimes we can't find the card. Usually because it's struck down by moderators. Check the new page. Constantine! Keeper of Phases. Where's Constantine? Dark Coal. Carbon Dog. A lot of people posting these things very new. No, I don't see it here. I don't see it. We've got the Squirrel Lord. Nope. Type Fervent Soul. Oh, I can try. Nope, nothing. No good. Probably banned. Yeah, maybe. We gotta check in with them moderators, Brendan Grieve. We gotta check in with those moderators. Okay, hold on. Smelly Squid gives me this card that, like, they think I can't find that card. But when we rank this by new, there's a card. Is this the same one? It is! You thought you could trick me. I tricked you, Smelly Squid. All right, so we've got the Mr. She's Stone Lion with... it's a 3-mana 1/1 cat bard. If Mr. She's Stone Lion is untapped, all cats are food artifacts in addition to their other types. And have 2 taps. Sacrifice this artifact to gain 3 life. All cats are foods? That's so weird. It's a food dog. If Mr. She's Stone Lion is tapped, all activated abilities of foods cost an additional 1. I don't know what the lore is to this, but okay, this is totally fine. I did find it. By luck, actually. I would have told you to F off with that, with the spelling of this guy. Like, I can't look that up. You're trying to troll me like I couldn't look up that thing. So fun. I'm lucky you ranked it by, I ranked everything by new. Okay, the next up is a bunch of Smelly Squid cards. Past your prime. Okay, I'm gonna speed run through your cards. So this is your sound effect. Is this yours? Past your prime? I thought, no, this is from somebody else. Past your prime from Smelly Squid. I could swear your name is Smelly Squid on here. Maybe this is your card. Okay, now, sorcery for a black. Destroy target creature if its power isn't a prime number. Destroy target creature if its power isn't a prime number. Very bizarre. So you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna math it up a little bit. Can I divide by any more? 9. What does that divide by? 3 by 3. All right. So it has protection. If its power. Oh, sorry. No, destroy if it isn't a prime number. So 9 is possible. If it's 9, get it out of here. If it's 7, you're good. It's a reference to a Chinese poem that only uses the word she. Interesting. Yeah, we have PLDL on the cheat sheet on here. Cheat sheet for making this thing work. Okay, got past your prime. Next, as Garfield intended. There's too many as Garfield. This is not specific enough. Do I see a smelly squid or that last? Is this one as Garfield? Is this literally as Garfield intended? How many usernames do you have? That was the card I want you to look at. I didn't make it by... Oh, you're just suggesting a bunch of cards that you like. Smelly Squid actually donating to a bunch of people. Okay, white, green, axe, sorcery. Choose any number of modes equal to X. You may choose the same mode more than once. The ring tempts you. You take the initiative. Oh god, this went from 0 to 100 real quick. Venture into the dungeon and you become the monarch. What the hell is this? Absolutely not. Get it out of here. F no. This is the most broken. Oh yeah, I guess as Garfield intended. You can do these things as many times as you want. Next, it that exists between spaces. Which is a, what's it called? X2. What is going on here? X211 Eldrazi with Flash. It that exists between spaces enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. You may cast it that exists between spaces from the battlefield. You may cast it that You may cast it that exists between spaces from the battlefield. That does not exist. You cannot cast a card that is on the battlefield. That is so weird. How do you become the X times the monarch? You know, I don't know. I guess it's just useless to become the monarch more than once. Isn't this already another card's art? Ah, it could be. You can swipe art from any card. You can make it enter the battlefield multiple times. Okay, this is... Anyway, I'm just disqualifying it because it don't make sense. Another one from Smelly Squid. Mana rocks aren't swingy enough. I didn't know they're swingy at all. Okay, 3 mana, Kindred Artifact, Prism Elemental. We got Gruul tapped, roll a 6-sided die. Add that much colorless mana. Activate this ability only when you can cast an instant. But you're sinking 2 mana into this thing, and you can't play any. Well, anyway, you can cast an instant at any time. I think it's fair. Like at most, you will net 4 mana off of this. At most, but you might actually add nothing. You could even lose mana off of this card, so it could be like just a mana sink. Oh no, but you know what? It's 2 mana, so like you could pay 2. You could at least tap for 1 usually. I think it's fine. I could be wrong. 3 mana add 2 mana is not too bad. 3 mana add 3. I mean that's sort of still in line with what's going on here. Perfect with Krark's middle finger. Yeah, I think there's nothing that says you can't cast from the battlefield. You can cast from any other zone if there is an exception. Usually cast means it's like it's a card on the stack. Maybe you're right. You could be right about that, Platonic Liquid. I would have to ask a judge about this. Okay, Majra with Ares Seagull. And with that, you've seen the deck. Do you actually make decks out of this? Ares. Maybe I have to put the apostrophe. Nope, that's not it. And with that, you've seen the deck. Is this like a comment to the last thing? Ares Sigil. I can't find this card for some reason. Ares. Is this it? No, I can't find it. Sorry about that, Majra. So this, I can't find this card for some reason. So I'm donating it to the free spot. Okay, we're gonna to a very new person. Keeper of Phases, a white 4 generic 4/4 human wizard. When Keeper of Phases blocks or becomes blocked, opposing creature phases out. Any creatures phase out with Keeper of Phases stay phased out until Keeper of Phases leaves the battlefield. Interesting design. Basically phase forever. It's like an Oblivion Ring for creatures. Welcome, TCG, dude. Put an S at the end of Aries, like a second S. Well, now I don't know. Okay, hold on. I just donated your damn thing. Aries Sigil. No, I can't find this thing. If I can't find this thing easily, this is bank error in my favor, because this show got to end at some point. Okay, no, I was wrong. SBA before damages triggers. Does it? I think this was in reference to the card that, like, turned a card into stone or turned it into a treasure before it died. Anyway, thank you very much for your super chat. Platonic Liquid, which means we will donate it to the freebie section. Well, where's the popular? I want to be ranked by hot. Hot or not? 1 stone. It's a red. Oh, no, we looked at that one. Gotta go dig. Gotta dig for something new. Demolish AI. No! Yeah, look at this is what happens with AI art. I don't know, like I was blown away by some like AI art of like Grand Theft Auto 6. Like it was just like some AI snapshots of the trailer, but they look so real. But then when you look really close, people have like 3 arms or like 10 toes. That's just how AI works these days. Okay, I have a black, blue, 1 generic instant. Choose 1 or more. Counter target spell with AI art. Destroy target permanent with AI art, and also target real artist gets hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Very funny card. Whoops, I don't know my own laugh track and sound effect buttons. You cannot tell if it's AI. You cannot what if I actually made the art and made it look like AI art? You would never know. How do you know it's AI? And I credited myself for it. People are going to start doing that. People are going to start making real art based on the AI screw-ups. How long until that starts happening? Where people like make people that have like an arm coming out of their back every so often. Okay, next up, we've got Bacon Catbug. You're not done yet. Thoughtseize with a question mark. With a question mark. All right, we got a black. It's unglued. Sorcery. Target player reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. That player discards a card. That player searches their library for a card with the same name as the discarded card, reveals it, then shuffles, put the card on top, you lose 2 life. Oh, so it's still card disadvantage, but not nearly as good. So it's like, you can't Thoughtseize what's on top of the... Oh, okay, so this is like the thought... It should have been called Thoughtseize Bug. And I would think that, you know, the Bacon Cat Bug might have come up with that one. Yeah, so like, if everyone's familiar, there's like there's like something called the Thoughtseize bug where you Thoughtseize someone online, but then they draw the exact same card immediately. Wait, it's all rigged? Always has been. Okay, very cute card. Very possible. Next up, we've got, okay, Majra again with a novel of stuff. So before the end, I'll just show you the 2 first cards from the next deck. The Mouse Bay from Cats Are Miracle version 2. Is this it? What if I is this it? Hold on. What am I looking at? Cats Are a Miracle version. What if I told you the Cats Are a Miracle? Okay, so this is, what, 2-ish cards? The first 2, yeah. Okay, we've got, why do you have so much text? Doesn't anyone, like, give you that feedback? Like, you got too many words on these things. Now, to be fair, like, Wizards does that themselves quite a bit, but still. At least they push the art up a little bit. Okay, team or 2 generic for a 1/5 Cat Shaman Noble. We got Rava, Arahitogami of the Mouse Bay. When you draw your first card each turn, if it has Miracle, exile it until your next end step. You may play this card for its miracle. But if it has miracles, what, you want to delay the miracle cost? I don't actually see the point of that. Whenever you cast your first miracle spell each turn, draw a card. That's neat. And if the card drawn has miracle, you may cast it for its miracle cost. Oh, so it's like, it's not technically, so like, you can play 2 miracles in one shot. Whenever a cat is put into your library from anywhere, scry 1 at the beginning of your next end step. And as this guy's that got miracle 3. Get rid of the first line and we're good. Get rid of the first line and I think we're good. Okay, Ada Pappas of the Mouse Bay. 5 mana for a 1/4. When you cast it, it gains haste until end of turn, deals combat damage to a player, may have it deal damage to each opponent, equal the number of cards in their hand. If you do, shuffle Ada shuffle it back into the deck, and then at the beginning of your next end step, if you do, shuffle Ada into its owner's library at the beginning of your next end step. Okay, at the end step, you shuffle it back. Then you and target player draw a card at the beginning of the next upkeep. This actually looks like a quite fair card as well. Yeah, it's a miracle, except it's not. They're all miracles, damn it. They're all miracles. We got John Merrill. Welcome to the show. I'll give you a cool super chat. Summoning Fracture. I have no idea how long you've been waiting for this. Okay, Summoning Fracture, and your card is a black-blue 3 generic star enchantment creature. As it resolves, exile cards to the top of your library until you exile a creature card. That is weird. That's not usually how cards work. It's like either when it's cast, you get the ability. When it enters the battlefield, you get the ability. Never like as it resolves or as it's coming in play. Like that's not really when things trigger like that. Very unusual. Says Summoning Fracture enters as a copy of that creature, except it is still an enchantment creature and isn't legendary if the creature exiled is. Okay, now I understand why you wanted to enter the battlefield like this, but it's still bizarre. And then you may cast the exiled creature by paying life equal to the converted mana cost. I have no idea if this is broken or not. I guess it's okay. Apparently it wasn't your fault. Ares Sigil literally doesn't appear. Yeah, I know, it's not my... It's never my fault! Just kidding, it's been my fault many times. But for once, it's someone else's fault. You guys have to take half the blame around here. I just want to say, like, this card looks okay, but, like, it's just worded... It's, like... It doesn't look like it should work. Because no card is, like, as it resolves, exile cards on the top of your library until you exile a creature card. It's just a very, very weird card. It's a weird clone. And they remain in exile. They don't come back. Except it's still an enchantment creature. You may cast the exiled creature by paying life. Yeah, and then the creature that you find is can be played off of exile. Did we do this one? Okay, Majra has more cards. Alright, let's get through all Majra's cards. The true Ares. Okay, what is this? 5. Another 5 cards. I gotta up it for you guys. You multi-cures. Okay, the Ares. Okay, 4 mana. Enters the battlefield. Choose between Zenith and Nadir. Non-creature permanent you control mentioning bird. Wow, you really tried to push the bird mechanic here. Gain Kindred Bird. Zenith. Whenever a bird attacks alone, it gains +X/+X until end of turn. Nadir. Whenever a bird you control dies. Exile target. Non-land permanent with mana value X or less. Exile target. Whenever a bird you control dies. And a lot of them are being sacrificed. Target non-land permanent with mana value. What does X or less mean? Where X is equal to the number of birds on the battlefield. Oh, okay. Sure, whatever. My brain is going numb here. Oh, hold on. Oh, you want the last 3 cards? I effed up. Okay. Verge of Ares. You got a free one for nothing, Majra. But that's okay. You dumped a super chat, so we're even. You lost 1 super chat. Okay. Verge of Ares. This is enters the battlefield tapped. Tap, add a colorless. Pay 2, tap. Sacrifice Verge of Ares. Search your library for an island or and a plains card. Put them onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. That's ramp. Okay, so this enters the battlefield tap. Only taps for colorless. You pay 2, tap. I actually think this is fair. I think it's fair. It's very, 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 very fair. No, the both are correct. What are both correct? He paid for the whole post with 2 different super chat. Oh, did he? Oh, whoops. Hold on. Let me look at your last super chat. The last 3. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. Oh, there was 2 of them. I got confused on the backside. So you want the first 5 and then the last 3. You paid for all of them. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's okay. I'm going to say I think this one is a pass. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. It's a long show, people. You know, my brain is turning to mush here. Ares a Sanctuary for 13 mana. 1 less to cast for each bird you control, so it's actually possible to play for 3. Enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until Ares Sanctuary leaves the battlefield. Whenever a bird dies or is put into a graveyard from anywhere, put a feather counter on Ares Sanctuary. All birds you control get +1/+1 for each feather counter on Ares Sanctuary. Okay, so everything dies, it gets a counter. I think that's going to be okay. So for as much as your stuff dies, your remaining creatures get bigger. Those bird creature based decks are gonna go completely explosive. All right, black, Demir, blue. Sorcery. Return all creatures to their owner's hands. Then each player discards a card for each card they that have returned to their hand this turn. Return all creatures. Oh, including you. And you all have to discard cards. Okay, interesting. So it's possible this is even a board wipe. This could be very dangerous. It's sorcery though, so you have to tap out for it. Ares Vengeful Knight, 2 mana, Kindred Enchantment, bird. Whenever a bird you control dies, you can put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. We got Eternal Knight in the Ares, 3 mana enchantment. Choose a creature type. Spells you control of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. And also, whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, surveil 1. Well, they didn't. Didn't they say that the knight brings good advice? Eos, Voice of Ares. Choose a creature type. Spells you control of the chosen type cost 1 less. Don't they have stuff like this? And you only get to surveil, you don't draw? I can get behind that. We did Verge of Ares, Joyful Strix, 3 mana for a 3/3 bird, Flash, Flying, Lifelink. Enters the battlefield, exile. I think Flash, Flying, and Lifelink is a bit pushed, to be honest. Exile target non-creature spell an opponent controls until Joyful Strix leaves the battlefield. That's just broken. This is basically a counter spell. And when it dies, return the card back to hand. It's like, it's sort of fine. Non-creature spell an opponent controls. It's probably okay. I've played with a few cards like this. Like, if you, like, it's Spell Queller, right? It's basically Spell Queller, but bigger. Spell Queller barely sees play today. Banish from the Ares, 4 mana. This tiny little bird is carrying a statue. The spell costs 3 less to cast if a bird died this turn. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller can search the library for a basic land, put onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Path to Exile. Bacon! Twinning Temptress. Sorry, Twinning Temptress. No! Oh, I misspelled it. We got a black Golgari 2 generic 3/3 Phyrexian Dryad. Whenever a token creature you control dies, if it had no counters on it, you may pay a Phyrexian. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it. The token enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. If a token creature you control dies, if it had no counters on it, you can pay mana. So it's like giving it persist in some way? Or undying? Is that how I'm looking at this card? I guess it's okay. This could be like completely broken. Spend all the cash. I spent 2 weeks building up a backlog of cards to dump. Yeah, you and Brawly Shadow and Majra. Okay, Ether Wisp. Keep the show going. Yeah, for one more. I think I have to go. If I find out how to up the ante for this, for the super chats, You better believe I'm gonna pump it up on the custom card days. Okay, Ether Wisp, 2 mana. For a 0/2 spirit flying, tap, add a color. Spend this mana only to cast an instant or sorcery spell. When you spend this mana this turn, put a counter on Ether Wisp. It's honestly a pretty underwhelming card. Very easily playable. I mean, not even playable. Like, it's a draft card, as far as I'm concerned. It's just draft chaff. I don't even know what this is in relation to. Okay, Gobi is free. And Coffee and MTG is over, but you know what? It's going to start up again, because it always happens at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget, December 20th to January 5th, with the exception of Christmas, we're going to have 2 shows a day, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to contribute to the show. With all your custom cards, we also have to thank the coffee crew for being here today. Like Toads, Majra, we got Holo, and also Platonic Liquid, Bacon Catbug, Matt Klosky. Who else is here? Apocalypse, TCG Dude, Brawly Shadow, Toilet Doc, Russell, because you guys are the show. You're also the guys that are still here at the end. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.